Go Tigers. 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 Go
Tigers. You're now listening to Tough Tiger Talk with Big Q and the guys on the Pro Media Network.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to Tough Tiger Talk on the PRO Media Network, man. It's a great Saturday outside, man. And of course, you know it's time for Tough Tiger Talk, man. Saturday morning. We're going to be talking about LSU. Just literally destroying Georgia, man. It's the recap. And of course, we're going to talk about the matchup coming up in the college championship game against the Oklahoma Sooners, man. This is going to be a good one. Jalen Hurts and all those going to be in the house. So I'm going to do it one more time for you, man. A lot of news and notes this episode of Tough Tiger Talk. A lot of awards being handed out, man. And I'm just saying, man, I'm just proud of my Tigers, man. This was a big year for LSU, Joey Burrow, and the rest of the staff. Coach O, man, from interim. Coach O, man, from interim status, man, taking over. And going from interim status, this man is the coach of the year this year. Who seen this coming that wasn't an LSU fan? Of course, the LSU seen this coming. But Coach O, man, took it to a whole nother level. I like to bring in my LSU contributor who knows all LSU. Here he is, Mozzie 5 is in the building. What's going on, Mozzie?
What's going on? I see you still having quite found those hand clap sound effects that we had discussed off air. Yeah, but it's all cool. I'll make my own. All right. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pull some of them up, brother. I'm going to have to add them. Because remember when we did the earlier episodes of the Sports Coma, man, we used to always have the special effects, man. That's an aspect of it that, I'm going to have to bring back to the fold, man. To be quite honest with you, man, but
yeah, I definitely need me some sound effects. I don't know about nothing else, but I need me some sound effects.
All right, let's see if we can raise some sound effects here.
No, we can't. Oh man, so listen. I saw it coming a whole while. You said you didn't see it coming, but I saw it coming a whole while, man.
No, I said who didn't see this coming that wasn't an LSU fan. That's
what man, look, Ray Charles could see this coming. You saw this coming last year when they were just like a few steps away. So I mean, obviously they were going to get better. They did what they had to do. They handled their business, and they came out smoking this year and smoked all the competition. Although the haters are still alive and well. It's unbelievable. Listening to some of the sportscasters and podcasters and armchair quarterbacks. I mean, you still got people like really screaming Ohio State and Clemson, and I mean, man, this is getting to be sad, to be honest, man. That people are trying to find any reason to dull or hate on LSU's success.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's the crazy part about it, man. And this one is the fact that we're gonna talk about that 2-5. We're gonna make mention of that in this one. In this one, like I said, we'll recap the the Georgia matchup, and then the preview the Oklahoma matchup coming up. We also have some information on LSU's recruiting class, and just give you a brief summary of LSU commits up to this point. You know it's growing because of the fact that the Tigers are kicking ass right now. And we're going to get into the awards. There's so many awards that's being issued out to LSU. And Heisman is definitely on the way. This will be a Heisman blowout. I think it's today. Yesterday was they arrived today, I think it's today, isn't it, 5? For the naming of the award.
Today, starting at 4 o'clock is the Joey B Awards, start for 4 o'clock.
This will be one of the least watched events in terms of anybody else, because everybody and his mama know this is going to be a blowout for Joey B. There's not anybody even close to getting this award, so it'll be he just sweeping them all. And we're going to tell you about all those awards in just a moment. Let's go right into it. Let's get through the SEC Championship Game 5. 37-10, LSU was able to take this team out with relative ease. I mean, this wasn't even close. Basically, it was just a complete annihilation. And we previewed that, and we said that Georgia's defense had not seen anything like LSU. This is one of these 25 to 50 year offenses that you rarely see, and they just blow the doors absolutely off the defense, off the opposition, and they just rolled. Joey Burrow in this one was 28 of 38 for 349 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards had left 15 carries, 57 yards, kind of reserving this. Justin Jefferson was the man, 7 catches for 115 and 1 touchdown. And you look what they did. It was absolutely masterful in this performance in terms of everything that they did. 481 total yards for LSU. They forced 2 turnovers from the Bulldogs, and they had 26 first downs versus 20. They controlled the clock 33-38 to 26-22 by the Georgia Bulldogs. And even though it was basically a home game for the Georgia Bulldogs, it was in Mercedes-Benz Stadium out there in Atlanta. It looked like they were our crowd and our dome because we took their asses apart in this game. Masterful. So, I mean, it was just an annihilation, man. It just, no matter how you slice or dice it, it was a complete annihilation. Before Five give his comment, let's play Coach O and several other players with their thoughts after winning the SEC Championship. Here's Coach O.
So proud of our football team. These guys are committed to excellence, great leadership. 2 men beside them are excellent players, great team players. This is a great team win. I'm so proud of our defense tonight. The way it came to play, I thought that overall this is our best effort of the season. But I wasn't surprised. Preparation, our guys have been phenomenal. We came here Thursday night. They had a look in their eye today that of focus and of winning and determination, and they won as a football team. This is a win for our whole organization, for the state of Louisiana, and for LSU, and for everybody that played in the purple and gold. But tonight wasn't our final destination. We know that. We don't know where we're going to go. We don't know who we're going to play. Wherever they tell us to go and whoever they tell us to play, we'll be ready to go.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll take questions. Reminder, there's no video in this room, so if you could help us out with that. If you have a question, Mariana Kelly will get you a microphone. We'll start up here on the front row with Ron.
Ed, do you think your team's performance tonight clinched the number 1 seed with the committee?
I don't know that. I think that we're a darn good football team. We don't know, and I told the team it doesn't matter. It don't matter where they rank us, where they tell us to go. We got to win the next game, and that's all that matters.
Okay, we'll go down here to the right. Scott.
Scott Rappley with the Banner's Advocate. Derek, your first interception, the game was still in balance at that time, and they're threatening. Just talk about that play and how you guys were able to play overall on defense tonight.
Our play on defense, it was amazing. I mean, but this is what we've been working for since the summer. We knew that if everybody worked together, then nobody could really compete with us.
Okay, we're going to go over here to the left on the aisle.
Jerry Busby, Yahoo Sports. Joe, on that 71-yard pass to Justin, how much of that was planned? How much was improvised? Take us through that play.
It was all improvised. Justin ran a 6-yard hitch route and saw me scrambling and just took off deep. And, we got a great feel for each other. I knew exactly where he was going to be when I got out of there.
Okay, we'll go right here in the front row.
James Moran with the American Press. Jody, just the scrambles in general tonight, was that a big part of the game plan going in? And on that first touchdown, did it seem like you had never had so long to throw in your time playing quarterback?
Yeah, so they came out in a defense with kind of what Auburn played against us a little bit, and we didn't expect that out of Georgia at all. And so we kind of had to feel our way out a little bit. And, they're spying me rushing 3, and so my own line did a great job of giving me time in that 3-man rush, and our receivers found ways to get open.
Okay, we'll go back over here to the right. We have a question.
Coach, us in the media are always looking for Heisman moments. I think, 3rd and 17 at Texas is one for Burrow, but that toss to Jefferson, where does that kind of rank in your mind?
In my opinion, he's the best player in the country. In my opinion, he should win it. In my opinion, he's going to win it. But the best thing about Joe? He's a team player, and all he wants to do is win this game. Individual awards are not high on his list. That's what makes him such a great team player.
That's Coach O and the rest of the boys, Derek Stingley and Joey Burrow, man, chiming in on their performances in the Georgia matchup, fam. Good to see some of the family members in the building. Who that to Smoke Dog and Derry. I see your family. Go Tigers. And, before we get into it, Five, you heard with Coach O. You heard with Stingley, man, the true freshman performing like an absolute, this guy's like a senior, man. This guy's going to be terrific. And it's awesome, man. So, you heard what the coach said. You heard what Stingley said. You heard what Joey B said. What was your thoughts upon watching the literally the annihilation of the Georgia and SC championship game?
Well, again, we talked about it on the show last week that, we thought that everybody at LSU had already beaten, maybe with the exception of Texas, that was in the top 10. We felt as though they were better than this team. I felt as though Florida, Auburn, and Alabama were all better than the Georgia Bulldogs at full strength. Because, everybody harped on the fact that they didn't have the starting receiver due to injury, and the second receiver had to sit out the first half. I get that 100%, but that doesn't change the fact that offensively Georgia has been pitiful all season long. The defense has been, the defense has been a lot better. But even when you compare their bottom of the barrel SEC schools in the East versus ours in the West, i.e. Vanderbilt versus Arkansas, I got to put my money on Arkansas. So no matter how you slice it, Georgia's playing the Tennessees, the Missouri, the Vanderbilts of the world, and a lot of that can be skewed when you look at those defensive numbers outside of scheduling much weaker competition that they did this year. Those defensive numbers, obviously are going to be great when you're playing lesser opponents. So, it's not like they had to face an Alabama or an Auburn. Or, LSU had monumental challenges all season long, including that game. So, hey, it's awesome to me because I think that they were ranked number 4. I think they were overranked at number 4. But due to the fact that we beat them, that's another feather in our cap, if you will, because now we've got not only a top 25 team, we've gotten 5 top 10 teams and 2, I don't remember if Auburn was at the time, but I want to say we had 2 top 5 teams for sure in Georgia and Alabama. So, man, to ever take away, try to steal LSU's thunder and share with Ohio State or Clemson, and no disrespect to these other programs, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma, but, arguably Oklahoma's got the next toughest schedule. So, LSU and Oklahoma, I think, would be a pretty good game, pretty good matchup because these schools have had to fight through adversity and more than 1 or 2 ranked teams that I think the Big 12 and the SEC probably at this point are probably the 2 top conferences, 2 best conferences in all the NCAA Division I football. So those are the 2 teams that I really hate to see that Oklahoma has to be the first victim because I would have much rather have seen Oklahoma go to the national title game, and although still lose to LSU, at least Jalen Hurts could go out with a bang and say, okay, well, I've been a winner my entire collegiate life. Not to say he didn't do remarkable things this year, and not to say his draft stock didn't marginally increase, but he won't be winning the national title. This title has LSU written all over it. I don't care who you put in front of him. They're going to destroy him.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that's absolutely the case. LSU's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and you could thank a lot of these so-called experts and the rest of these people for literally keep placing LSU in positions where they don't belong, saying that there are other teams better than them, and that if they were to meet up, these teams, whether they be Clemson or Ohio State, would be able to beat them. That pissed this team off. I'm telling you it did. It pissed them off to the highest level. And they said as much. We've played it on several interviews on this show about how upset it made the LSU the coaches as well as the players when we're talking about where their ranking is and what they did. The SEC is a powerhouse, and these other conferences obviously have grips on these decision makers dealing with what their rank is supposed to be, because it's utterly preposterous, man. Nobody that knows football knows that SEC is the top school, the conference in the country, man. Football champions run through at the SEC. Now, you might have Clemson, who was able to take care of business against Alabama over the last couple of years, but Alabama, as you can tell, they've been slowly deteriorating and destroying and falling apart pretty much already before our eyes. And then what LSU did was pretty much put the kibosh on them. That's pretty much all it was. And then they've been deteriorating, and the proof is putting is they lost the Iron Bowl to Auburn. So I mean, that completed the deterioration process. We just merely spotlighted it. Okay, moving forward. And looking at some of the statistics from this game, of course, I read you the Joey Burrow statistics: 28 of 38 for 349, 4 touchdowns with 87.5 QB rating, averaging 9.2 yards every time he threw the damn ball. Overall, LSU running game: 36 carries, 132 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was 15 carries for 57 yards. He was pretty much in check. Joey Burrow scrambled and made things happen. 11 for 41 yards. You had Chris Curry's 5 carries for 26 yards. And Tyron Davis-Price 4 for 10, all equated to 36 carries for 132 yards, no rushing touchdowns. The LSU receiving corps: Justin Jefferson led the day, 7 catches, 115 yards, and 1 touchdown. Terrace Marshall Jr., who we expect in big things in the future, 5 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the matchup. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 7 catches for 61 yards. Jamar Chase, 3 catches for 41 yards, and the score in this matchup. And, of course, Joey Burrow even caught a pass, 1 for 16 yards. Thad Moss has 2 for 12. Derek Dillon, 2 for 11. And Racey McMath had 1 for 4. Defensive for LSU, top tackler was Jacoby Stevens, 7 tackles on the day. Patrick Queen was next behind him. He had 6 and 1 sack on the game. Derek Stingley Jr. was outstanding in the matchup. Not only did he collect 5 tackles, but he also had 1 pass defense and 2 interceptions in the SEC championship game. This kid is not a true freshman. This dude is something spectacular. Damone Clark, 5 tackles. Clavion Chasen had 4 tackles. Him and Rashard Lawrence both had 4 apiece. Grant Delpit and Tyler Selvin, 3 tackles apiece in the matchup. 1 sack as well by Grant Delpit in the matchup. LSU collected 3 sacks on the day. Grant Delpit had 1, Clavion Chasen had 1, and Patrick Queen had 1 as well, as they just broke apart and just knocked Georgia completely out of their mind. So LSU moves ahead in the matchup. Now, before we bounce into the preview game against the number 4 ranked Oklahoma Sooners, give you some information about the awards. Now, LSU has been claiming all the major football awards, no doubt about it. They've been running away with Joey Burrow, Maxwell Award winner, Davey O'Brien Award winner, Walter Camp National Player of the Year Award. He won that one, the AP Player of the Year, the Giant Unitas Award, and the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. All have been claimed by Joey Burrow. And, of course, this afternoon, expect them to add the Heisman Trophy to his trophy case as well. Absolutely phenomenal. And big ups to Coach O. Remember, it was Coach's old decision to bring this kid in as a transfer from Ohio State, who sat pretty much behind J.T. Barrett and couldn't get any playtime. Came to LSU and is on the cusp of winning the national championship after cleaning up all these awards. Excellent. Grant Delpit also helped collect awards. He won the Jim Thorpe Award, which is for college football's top defensive back. So big ups to Grant Delpit. And Jamar Chase, he won the Fred Blitnikoff Award, which is for college's top wide receiver. I mean, he just absolutely phenomenal by Grant Delpit, Jamar Chase, special players. We thought we had something phenomenal in Jamal Adams. Big ups to him. But Grant Delpit, man, wow, Grant Delpit, something special. And then, of course, for the finale, Coach O, College Football Player of the Year. Big ups to Coach O. Came in as an interim, had a lot of people against him saying that he couldn't handle the pressure. He had to overcome beating Alabama, and the man did it. Last year, they came close to a national championship run. Coach O seen it. I was saying it all last year, that they were a win or 2 all from competing for the national championship. The Florida loss, and of course the Texas A&M loss toward the end of the season where they cheated us. They avenged all of that. Went on in 13 and OC. I just can't say enough about them, bro. I can't say enough about him. Now let's get into the SEC commits, 2020 commits. On top of all this great news, of course, we got 5-star tight end Eric Gilbert from out of Marietta. He's committed. And our ranking class right now, according to 24/7 Sports, is ranked as 3rd in the country. Now, we expect it to get a little higher than that as time moves on, as LSU wraps up the national championship. You're going to see a lot of shifting from Alabama to LSU. This is our time. This is the purple and gold dynasty starting, man. 5-star cornerback Elias Ricks from Santa Ana, California is up there. 5-star wide receiver Rakim Jarrett from Washington, D.C. 4-star wide receiver Kayshawn Boot from New Iberia. You got 4-star defensive tackle Jacqueline Roy out of Baton Rouge. 4-star wide receiver Jermaine Burton out of Calabasas, California. 4-star inside linebacker Antoine Sampa out of Woodbridge, Virginia. You got 4-star safety Jordan Tolles from Baltimore, Maryland. 4-star wide defensive end BJ Ola-Jarari out of Marietta. 4-star defensive end Demon Clowney. The man name is Demon, I guess it's Damone Clowney. I don't know nobody named their child Demon unless they're a part of a certain church. A 4-star linebacker Josh White from Houston. 4-star defensive tackle Jacobian Guillory out of Alexandria, Louisiana. 4-star QB Max Johnson out of Watkinsonville, Georgia. Cornerback Lorando Johnson, 4-star from Lancaster, Texas. 4-star defensive tackle Eric Taylor from Trussville, Alabama. 4-star wide receiver Corey Moore from Metairie. 4-star safety Malcolm Green for Highland Springs, Virginia. And, of course, a bunch of 3-star guys, and this list is going to continue to grow. 3-star tight end Cole Taylor from Grand Junction, Colorado. 3-star offensive lineman Marlon Martinez from Fort Lauderdale. A 3-star guard Xavier Hill from Olive Branch, Mississippi. 3-star QB TJ Finley from Ponchatoula. 3-star defensive end Ali Gay from Garden City, Kansas. And, of course, 3-star defensive tackle Cameron Jackson from Haynesville, Louisiana. And that list will continue growing, but that just goes to show you that we're gonna keep this train going now. Now, Fob, let's move over, man. After giving all that great news about the class, the upcoming draft class is coming in. Not to mention all the great news about all the awards that LSU's winning. Now let's preview this matchup against Jalen Hurts. The Oklahoma Sooners ranked number 4th in the nation. The Tigers, of course, are ranked number 1 according to the AP poll. College football poll has us somewhere else, but that doesn't matter. Looking at the statistics in this one, points per game, LSU's averaging almost 48 points a contest versus 43 points by OU. They give up 21.2, LSU does. OU gives up 24.5 a game. LSU's, this is amazing, the total yards, almost identical, damn near identical. LSU 554.3, OU 554.2. It's crazy. 387 yards a game in passing offense for LSU versus 303 by OU. 167.5 by LSU on the running game. And this is where OU can kill you. They average 251 yards rushing, and that's due to their running back and Jalen Hurts tearing you up. We're going to go over that in a minute. 341.3 is the total yards allowed by LSU, 221.7 through the air, the secondary, and they're allowing 119.6 on the ground. Much of that is from that Ole Miss game. 330.6 for OU, with allowing 198.5 through the air, but you can gash them on the ground, 132, allowing 132 rushing yards a game. Like I said, this team is pretty much they had a pretty good game. Now, their last matchup they had, OU had in their championship game, they barely eked out a 30-23 win in overtime over Baylor, who was pretty damn good this year. Of course, LSU took it full blast, showing you that we ain't playing with you over Georgia, 37-10. Their top quarterback, and of course, this guy is going to be a first-round draft pick. Some say no, I say yes. Jalen Hurts. In the NFL, he is 222 out of 309. 36-34 is his total yards. He has 32 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the year. That's pretty good. Joey Burrow, 342 of 439. Joey Burrow, by the time this game is over with, you know, Joey Burrow he would definitely be over 4,800 yards on 4,800 yards on the year. I could see him easily throwing for 300. against his team and 50-plus touchdowns. He has 48 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He has 4,700 yards throwing, 4,715 on total yards passing. Jalen Hurts is their top running back as well. 219 carries for 1,255 yards, 18 rushing touchdowns. So let me get this straight. I don't want to get into the NFL crap right now, but I'm just saying, how a quarterback, how did most of these dumbass mock drafts don't have Jalen Hurts as a first-round draft pick quarterback? He's thrown 3,600. He's thrown for 3,634 yards, 32 passing touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, while rushing for 1,255 yards and 18 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's on some Lamar Jackson type shit. Of course, and then let's take a look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 197 carries, 1,290 yards. He has 16 touchdowns. That man needs to be a first-round draft pick as well. And their top receiver is this guy's going to be a first-round draft pick wide receiver. Might be one of the first wide receivers taken. Is CeeDee Lamb. 58 catches, 1,208 yards with 14 receiving touchdowns. That don't mean a hill of rocks compared to our guy, Jamar Chase. 73 catches, 1,498 and 18 touchdowns. Jamar Chase is going to reach 20 touchdowns on the year. You watch after this game. But anyway, that game will be coming up on the 28th of this month at 3 o'clock. So, man, Fob, there was a lot. I went over a lot of stuff, man. What's your thinking? Previewing LSU at Oklahoma. What happens, man? Of course, it's the Peach Bowl, too, just to let family know. It's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and the CF semifinal.
Well, first off, as you touched on it, Oklahoma is not going to be a walk in the park. If you look at the trouble we had during the Ole Miss game with the scrambling quarterback, it's going to be that times 10. I think that Jalen Hurts has a game a similar game to what Lamar is doing up in Baltimore right now, and it's definitely something that we got a game plan and scheme for, because he can definitely beat you with his legs, absolutely. And this is not a small kid. Don't think for 1 second that this is some 190 pound, 175, 200 pound kid. This is a big kid with wheels, 4.2, 4.3 speed. So it's definitely going to be an obstacle for us to keep him in check. With that being said, CeeDee Lamb is one of the top receivers in the country. Definitely a real close race between him and Chase. And we've had some issues in the secondary, getting beat deep or people getting behind us, i.e. the Alabama game. And we got to make sure we don't commit any turnovers, and our special teams is playing a really, really good ball. The good thing is it will be preferably in our backyard again, out in Atlanta. So, it's going to be full of Tigers. Don't know how many Sooners will come out, but, they travel pretty good. And we just got to do the same. There's got to adopt the same exact philosophy that we've adopted playing everybody else, especially as of late. We got to get on top of it early, and we got to limit the mistakes. That's the only way that we can progress forward, because it would be an absolute travesty to finish and then win all of these games, win all of these accolades, all of these awards, and then they have it stripped from you, because this isn't the basketball or where you got the NBA where you got a series. No, this is one game, one and done. So we don't have time to play. We don't have time to be non-focused. And I guess the only drawback that I'm seeing is to have all of these awards and to have all of this praise with a 3-week gap. Because you got to remember, these are still kids, and it's going to be up to Coach O and the rest of that coaching staff to keep these young guys grounded and focused. And they have to understand what their roles are, and they've got to be able to compete on the highest level, no matter what the season has brought. You got to understand at that point you're 0-0. You win, you lose one game, you go home. That's it. Somebody else is playing in your spot, and somebody else is playing in undeservedly playing in your spot because you took one day off.
Absolutely, and that's well said, because you know what? I don't think such a slippage is going to occur with this team, to be honest with you. They are focused, and it's not like people been handing this stuff to them. They've been on edge this entire season, and Coach O has done a terrific job to remind them that people don't think you guys supposed to be here, and we have to keep playing. And Coach O, I just see the intensity and the focus, and Coach O and Joey Burrow and the rest of these teams to understand that it's not about the individual accolades. It's more so about the big trophy, the team effort. It takes a team to win the big dance. And, of course, we got business to take care of. Beating Oklahoma is the first of a two-part plan. And the next one, my opinion, will probably end up playing Ohio State over Clemson. Although I would love to play Clemson in the national championship and beat Clemson just to show Alabama that you guys, I don't know what y'all been doing to let these guys do this to you. But, I mean, the reality at the end of the day is LSU will take care of business. And like you said, and I had to put that on the people's minds, that Jalen Hurts, and I had to go back and make that Lamar Jackson comparison because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous what the man is doing. He been saddled with this thing about he's just a running quarterback and he can't pass the ball. Let me tell you something. If the guy wasn't a good passer and he was a shitty passer, then he would have double-digit interceptions. His numbers would be really low. It'd be toward the lower 20s as opposed to the lower 30s. This 32 touchdowns this guy done thrown this year with 7 interceptions. That means he has a good idea how to be a passer. And he's thrown for 3,600 yards. You know, a 400-yard effort passing while against LSU gets him 4,000 on a year. This dude is a weapon. That he's rushed for almost 1,300 yards with almost 20 touchdowns. I mean, come on. He's 32 passing and 18 rushing. That's literally insane. So, yes, he's definitely the head of the snake. The LSU have to wrangle this guy. They have to spy him. They have to do everything they can to limit his ability because he can hurt you throwing that passing. This is going to be a difficult game. But, of course, LSU is more of a complete team than Oklahoma. That's my opinion. And I think moving forward, we'll be able to take care of business against the Oklahoma Sooners. No doubt about it. 5 closing remarks.
Closing remarks, man. Good luck to Joey B tonight. Which I mean, obviously he doesn't need that because he's earned it all season long. Tune in ESPN 4:00 Eastern time, maybe Central time. I don't know, but around at 4:00 mark. Tune in. Obviously, with the injury to Tua and Hurts losing a game. This is going to be one of those a kind of Joey B highlight, runaway type Heisman. So, I mean, I'm going to enjoy it because, I mean, I understand the struggle and where he came from. This whole team, I understand the whole team struggling where they came from. So, I mean, I'll definitely be tuned in. Outside of that, you know, we just kind of need to pay attention to, you know, what adjustments they're going to make to kind of play double games and what adjustments they're going to make moving forward to kind of counteract Jalen Hurts and their powerful running game led by him that Oklahoma has, as well as the dude threat to be able to throw the ball downfield to one of the top receivers in the country. I think we can do it. I think we've done it all year. I think we just got to stay focused, and I mean that's the key that I'll be looking for this next 2 weeks. It's just to see whether or not we can keep this team focused enough to move forward and take care of this.
There it is, man. Thank y'all for joining us on Tough Tiger Talk. Another fantastic show, man. Destruction of Georgia, Oklahoma. Tigers on the way, man. Taking care of business against the Sooners. Hurts is the guy. He's the head of the snake. We got to wrangle him. Thank y'all for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share the show, and let everybody know about Tough Tiger Talk. We here, baby. Toughest talk on the Tigers, baby. Go Tigers all the way. Peace. HomeBistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specialized affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from from homebistro.com? Restaurant quality made with natural ingredients delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with homebistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with homebistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is the Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinarian professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top rated and review coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top rated and review coverage for your pet today. Go to embracepetinsurance.com. That's embracepetinsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.